Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. Are you guys struggling with high, super freaking strong bosses that are absolutely ridiculous, HP wise, time consistent wise, damage wise, and you just want to be able to actually take them head on and actually be able to do something about it? Well, this is what that video is going to be about. We're going to be talking about upgrading characters pretty much in every single way that they have in the game, which a lot of you guys probably don't even know about because they're hidden features that don't have big glowing buttons or shaking keys. So let's go ahead and, get started. Alright, so first things first, we're going to be talking about pretty much how I got ridiculously strong characters in the first, 2 days of the game, first day of the game. I did a whole video on how I literally beat the game in a day. So there are some things, some hidden features, some actual features, and some stats you need to worry about and also pay attention to. Because there's a lot of stuff you guys don't understand about the game, either because you don't read or it's hidden in the areas you never even thought you could find it. All right. So the detail all list is going to be your best friend. This will honestly give you all the information you need about your character straight up. And one of those things being equipments. You could actually put equipments on the characters and stuff. As you can see, I have Phoenix Cloak, Earth Shattering Maw, stuff like that. And this is for my my tank Broly, who I have Sovereign on. Now, the thing is, this chart tells you pretty much everything about the character, about the game, whenever it comes down to how the way it was designed. A lot of these characters are designed very either aggressive, defensive, or fast. Sometimes all, honestly. But realistically speaking, the thing about these characters is that if you choose the wrong characters and you don't have a very specific type of character, you're going to suffer. And I think that's what this game really, really wants to force on you. Let's get started. So, nuke characters, I'm going to call them, there's about 3 different characters I could really think about. That's going to be like fast characters, like Saber. Saber is incredibly fast. She kind of gets around very easily. She's very good. She has like Atomic Stomper. She costs cheap. Her sending cooldown's kind of long, but that's because of obviously her evolution. But her speed goes up as she levels up. She doesn't have any special traits, of course. Then there's nuke characters, so to speak. For instance, a character like Sun Jin Woo. I consider him a nuke, but not in the same way that he's supposed to be. Now, there are some characters that don't really pan out or don't do very well because they're not finished yet or they haven't been designed in a very specific way, and that just leads to them falling off, such as Tatsumaki, Tank Top Master. Katakuri doesn't have an Evo. Sukuna doesn't have an Evo. String Demon doesn't have an Evo. There's just a lot of characters that are undermade, they're not made right now. But someone like, I would say Gojo is probably one of the best examples of a nuke as well. A character that has a spawn limit of 1 as well. This is just kind of the way they're designed. One character that does massive damage during a very specific moment. Next, we're going to be talking pretty much about how you get these stats and stuff now. I just wanted to kind of clarify that there are different types of games, different types of characters. Not all the characters are the exact same, so you're going to see some issues. All right, so traits right here, as you can see, traits are incredibly solid. And this whole area is pretty much how you get most of the stat boosts in the game, such as Limit Break, where you could increase the amount of base stats on a character, stats, where you could actually trade out very specific stats for better ones. As you can see, roll this, and I'll show you guys the stat chart for this one too. There's a stat chart that they have in the wiki. The wiki's still being developed right now. So right now there is like a 5% chance to get like a triple S in this game, which is really, really cool. Because that means even if you have a couple keys, you can walk away with some good S tier stats. Same thing with O tier stats, which are the highest stats in the game. So these are just things you need to pay attention to as you get further into the game. All right. Let's see. One more time. I just want to do this just one more time because Sukuna will get an Evo at some point. But this is something you have to do. Worthiness, I wouldn't pay attention to too much, honestly, because if you have a bunch of keys, you're not going to have much to worry about either way, as you see right there. That's how I got like my Broly stats and stuff. And another thing about the stat system, whenever you do stat potential, whenever you evolve a character, said stats go up. That's how I got the O+ stat on Saber for cooldown. See? And that really was just Saber with a really high SS stat. So I would do that first. Next, we're going to talk about pretty much trait rerolls and how these kind of, which one should you focus on? Trait rerolls in general pretty much have to do with boosting. For instance, you get a 25% boost on all, on very specific stats if you get legendary, crappier boosts here, here, here. And to get a second trait, a sub-trait, is entirely, what do you call it? The sub-trait is entirely random. And the super, super dope traits, the ones that every character needs, and there's very specific ways to use this too. Because very specific characters benefit from each of these. For instance, Sovereign is the best for nuke characters. Nuke characters need Sovereign to pop off super hard. And Duplicator is good for some tanks. Seraphim's just solid. Capitalist is for cheap runners. That's Capitalist for you. That's kind of what you want to base this off of. So I'm guessing my best choice for someone like Sukuna would obviously be Sovereign, because most likely he's going to be a nuke just like the way Gojo is in this game. So that's very important to indicate. Now, I'm not going to stick around here for that. We're going to go ahead and move on to Apply Curses. Apply Curses can get you bonus stats across the board. Really just depends on the character in general. For instance, if you curse a character, you could get a lot of the different stats in the game from even good, like both being good, and then some being bad. And it does work off of every stat that your unit can get. As you can see, it would be cooldown, damage, but not just those, but we're also talking about ability cooldown. You could get ability cooldown, ability accuracy. You could get really good stats right here, cooldowns and stuff like that. Very, very cool. And I would pay attention to those things whenever you are focusing on a character, most definitely. Now, to get a lot of these items, obviously, is just to do challenges. If you guys haven't seen my other video where I beat the game in a day, I have an auto clicker down below that you guys could download for pretty much every type of computer, everything like that. And that's going to allow you to pretty much consistently spam the challenge battle. Now, there is one thing that they did nerf about challenge, and it's like a low-key nerf, obviously. But if you go to challenge and you try to AFK for hours, you can't do it anymore. It's every hour when it hits the reset moment, it's over. That's it. You can't do anything else, because that's kind of it. It will just kind of leave you there in an empty room for the rest of the time. Now, there are some ways that you can get some shiny traits, like just getting rid of your shinies for shiny normalize it to get trait rerolls. The shop I would never touch in my life. I'm going to be real. For those who are like, well, what if I need this very specific piece? Like right now, save your gems. These things are trash. Don't spend your money here either. All this stuff's trash. The prices are overpriced. What I would do is I would literally just focus on spamming challenges every hour, whatever things you need to do. And I think that the last thing we need to talk about is evolutions. There are some characters that have worth evolutions. There are some characters that have no worth. But that entirely depends on you and paying attention to the meta, what characters get upgraded, and all that stuff, so you don't end up wasting. For instance, Sun Jin Woo sucks. I'm going to be real. Sun Jin Woo actually sucks right now. His shadows only have 100 HP. It's absolute garbage. Gojo's amazing. You need to get Gojo. He's like the best nuke in the game right now. And would I focus on any of this stuff? I would. The only problem is that this is like super endgame. This is entirely endgame as hell. Focusing on gears and stuff like that. So you can totally do it entirely. Okay, so that's enough about Evos. Now we got evolution tiers. This is a very specific type of Evo. Now the way that this works is you get send cooldown or cost increase. Now, Ultra Evolution is obviously just for you would throw this on someone like Saber and stuff like that. And then for like Hyper Evolution, your send cooldown increase, but your cost decrease. That would obviously be your one top hitters such as Broly and Gojo and stuff like that. Very, very important to indicate the different types. Now, besides that, obviously, level up your units. It's not hard. I did it day one, got level 50s day one. If you want to increase their like levels and stuff, obviously, you're gonna have to start grinding for Dr. Vegapunks. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take it easy, and don't forget to like and subscribe. All that fun stuff. Take it easy and peace out.